nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy. We shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on it. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine. The moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is by one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen recipes and think twice if you next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies. I'm good with addition, I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific. That's deep if you get it. So therapeutic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these tickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while. Got a ring and a crown, that's the bling with the blow. What the team is about, champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, just no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, champion.
We are wrestling.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast. We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Hi everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling Podcast.
You're watching We Are Wrestling.
I'm the host with the most.
You are by far the least intelligent. Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie, might teach you a thing or two.
What is going on, We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide? Ben here, one half of the We Are Wrestling Podcast.
If you ain't listening to the We Are Wrestling Podcast, bro, you're missing out. The King listens, and you need to too, bro.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What's going on? The voice of the faithful from Blitzkrieg Pro, Phil McManus. Filling in for Ben with strep throat, or I don't know, strep throat sounds like more fun than strep throat. Like it strips so much you get a sore throat from all the screaming and hollering. So we're with you, Ben, you know. Keep earning those dollars, brother.
That's right, we are here with you, Ben, but we are live for another We Are Wrestling podcast. Before we get into all the great topics we have this week, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode on Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you get your podcasts, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode and give us a follow. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel, where you can join us live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know, the grind is real.
With the soundtrack behind it, it's growing on me.
That's right, man. It's growing. We got to keep the production up there. We are live now every Wednesday. Always the goal when it comes to the podcast is to continue to grow and try new things. And yeah, we are here live. How does it feel, Phil, to be live?
How it feels to be live is it feels to be live. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just fucking here hanging out with you. There might be some people in there giving a chatteroo, which is cool with me, man. Like, we're going to talk about wrestling. We're probably going to talk about some weird stuff. We're going to get deep. Maybe, go on the therapy couch a bitch. Let's see where this session goes.
That's right. And we got lots of awesome topics that we're going to be talking about this week. And we do want you guys in the live chat to interact throughout the entire show. We will be answering questions that aren't topic related at the end of the episode. But to start things off, before we get into our power of the poll, a couple things that I do want to advertise. First and foremost, if you guys aren't following We Are Wrestling over on Facebook, X, or Instagram, highly recommend following us because we are going to be very active in 2025 on social media. And every Saturday, we will be posting our upload schedule, videos you guys can expect to see. And another thing as well, if you guys haven't checked out my toy channel, Best One Donnie, I just posted the first video of the new year, and it's an entire toy room video, and you can see in the thumbnail, these are some of the things that I do be collecting, which that video right now is already at 1,000 views within the last couple of days.
Do you know why, dude? I like me, I got excited for a second. I'm like, oh, Donnie's toy room. Where are we going with this, man? Does this need a subscription bar? I mean, no wonder people were looking.
Yeah, they were probably thinking it was some other type of toys instead of wrestling figures.
Like, hey, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like Donnie.
The toys Ben used to get strep throat.
Ben was like, you got strep throat from being in your toy room too much. And the thought of people watching Ben get strep throat in your toy room got 1,000 views just out of curiosity. It would kill this cat too, dude. I don't judge anybody, man.
That's right. And we do have a couple people here. We got Alex Johnson. We got Dark Lightning Inferno 66. What is going on, guys?
Dude,
hope you're enjoying the live episode.
Dope. That's a superhero name, man. That's pretty fucking great. Like, we had a superhero in the feed. Or a super villain.
Ooh. All right, well, with that being said now, let's get into our We Are Wrestling power of the poll. And every week, we highly encourage the We Are Wrestling Maniacs who are subscribed to the YouTube channel to go to our community tab. We give you guys 1 week exactly to vote on something that you guys get to choose between. And since it's Raw on Netflix, that was the big topic in the pro wrestling world this week, we asked you guys, what was your favorite Raw setup / stage? And the 4 options you had were 1996, 1998, 2004, and 2012. So here are the results for the power of the poll. Here we go. And the winner is the Attitude Era stage, Raw is War, with 59% of you guys, while 22% of you picked the Ruthless Aggression stage, and 9% picked 1996 and 2012. How do you feel about the results, Phil?
I don't know, man. I think my favorite stage was about like 5 years ago when they had that the huge one, dude, with the lip aisle, dude. Like, I liked that one a lot. But I mean, nostalgia-wise, Raw is War is great, man. Like, that was a great upgrade of a set.
Yeah, no, I definitely have to agree too. For me, I think that's what it really comes down to. That's what I was realizing a lot, throughout reading the comments in the community tab. A lot of people, it was based off nostalgia, what they grew up watching. And for me, it was a toss-up. It was tough for me to even decide. I love the Ruthless Aggression, but I also love that Raw is War stage during, the Attitude Era.
Absolutely, man. It felt dirty, dude, because it was a dirty fucking time in wrestling, man. It was great. It fit the era. It fit the feel of what was going on with it, man. The Trons were fucking great. It was a good fucking time in wrestling. It's loved for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, that was where we really got to see a change in WWE's production. Because, looking at, the graphics here, going from 1996 with like the big R, the big A, and the big W, no like Titantron like screen at all, to like having like this bigger production with like the scaffolds and everything. I think it just really added to it, and like for me, like I have to go with the Raw's War. I got to agree with the Maniacs on this one.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But we do got We Are Wrestling member in here, Angelo. What's going on? Which, if you guys do want to be a member on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, we do have different tiers, and we do appreciate you, Angelo, for being a member. But with the power of the poll, yeah, I got to agree with the Maniacs for once. But if you guys want to vote on next week's Power of the Poll, you can go do that right now on the YouTube Community tab. So, with that being said now, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Weekly TV Recap for the We Are Wrestling Podcast, episode 142. And starting things off, last Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, Jeff Jarrett teased a retirement, but instead announced that he re-signed with AEW, which will be his last active contract, and he wants to win the AEW World Title. What's your thoughts on Double J wanting a world title in 2025, Phil?
I mean, maybe Ring of Honor. Like, I'm just being honest, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I have weird feelings towards Jeff Jarrett, dude. Like, I loved TNA. I loved the TNA run, but, like, he booked himself into oblivion, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Like, he was always a good mid-card guy to me. His main event shit in TNA was good. The WCW stuff, I never really fucking liked, man. But
I wasn't a fan of it either.
I gotta say, man, I just, unlike a lot of people, I just don't see him as a main event guy. I've always seen him as, like, a Ric Flair ripoff. I mean, that's what I originally thought he was, dude. But, like, I don't know. I mean, he's a great worker. He's done a lot for the businessman. Like, and I mean, a lot of people value him in that main event. But I mean, it's at his age. I mean, all he's already done in the business, dude. I think giving him the AEW World Title at this point would take away from the value of the championship, in my opinion.
1,000% agree, especially with like the way like professional wrestling is going in 2025, especially in AEW where like the wrestling matters. Like, we need the world champions in AEW to be guys like Kenny Omega, guys like Will Ospreay, Okada. We need those guys to be holding the world titles, not Jeff Jarrett.
And
like, don't get me wrong, I loved what he did in TNA. I loved that run. King of the Mountain, 2005, 10 pounds of gold. But we're in 2025. And I think Jeff Jarrett, what he needs to do right now is pretty much do what Sting did in his final run. Just have, like, just that nostalgia. Like,
be
do
happy
some things
that you're there.
And, like, also, too, like, just do some nostalgia storylines. Like, do something with Christian Cage, maybe, because of what they did in TNA. Also, like, another thing Jeff Jarrett could do, too, is put over new, homegrown AEW talent.
Again, I'm going to be the negative guy here and be like, what does getting put over by Jeff Jarrett mean in AEW? Jack fucking shit, dude. What has he done to be like, oh, Jeff Jarrett put me over? Oh my God, watch out. Like, dude, I know it's like, I'm like not with the majority here probably, man, but like, I don't understand it. Like, I mean, ask like a world title run in 2025, man, when like you're in a company that is trying to get a lot of people's eyes on them and like is the number 2 company in the world. And let's face it, it's pretty fucking impressive that it's still around and doing as good as it did. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need that fucking run, dude. Putting people over is cool and all, but like, I mean, he's been around. It's not like he ever stopped. It's not like we got a chance to really miss Jeff Jarrett. And just like a year ago in AEW, we were making fun of him, dude. So why all of a sudden can we go from like mid-card Ring of Honor, like some weird shit, like to I'm going to win the world title, man? Like, just because you're a nostalgia act doesn't mean you're going to be the Temu John Cena retirement tour, bro.
That's a good comparison, but like also what's not helping him either during his whole AEW run, I like the team with him and Jay Lethal in the beginning, but having Sanjay Dutt, having Satnam, it's holding the dude back.
Absolutely, dude. That's my point. It's such a shitty gimmick he's had there. Why would anyone think a world title on him, dude?
Like,
if he was,
I'm gonna be honest here, Phil.
Yeah.
You can agree or disagree with me on this one. Dustin Rhodes went on X and Twitter, announced that he re-signed with AEW. They should have done this angle with Dustin.
Oh my
not
God,
Jeff
yes.
Jarrett.
And dude, that's so deserved because that man never got the flowers he so rightfully deserved. And we would all be behind that for him to get that one win and then maybe drop it like a month or two later. Just to get that under his belt is like a fucking farewell, man. All for that. But Jeff Jarrett put himself into oblivion.
Angelo should have given Jeff the FTW title.
There we fucking go. See, exactly. I want one more championship run. There you go, FTW title, Jeff. Now,
Fuck the washed-ups.
Thank you. See, like, dude. All right, I'm
I
feeling
love
better
Jeff.
about being
All
the
jokes
asshole
aside,
now.
I love Jeff.
Dude, I don't even care, man. It's like legitimate, low, dude. Like, look at that gimmick. That's like taking fucking. All right, let's think of someone in WWE. You can be like, who's kind of older, going nowhere, and be like, oh, you know what? We should have the main event Mania this year. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? No. Sounds fucking stupid, dude.
You got to focus on the now. Like you can't be focusing on the past.
And dude, here's the thing. John Cena, the comparison I use, the John Cena retirement tour, which I'm sure we'll get into at the end. Like, that's John fucking Cena, bro. I know you think you're this big fucking wrestling icon, but you got to remember, you booked yourself into most of that. Because a lot of us hated you, not because you were good at being hated, but because of the way you fucking booked yourself. I'm one of those guys. I don't care. I'll fucking say it. I don't care. I'm one of those guys. I mean, was he a good bad guy in TNA? Absolutely. Did I hate him? Yeah. For his character work? Yeah.
I thought he was one of the best heels in TNA.
Absolutely, dude. He helped define.
But you do have a point saying that he did book himself like that, so I can't argue that with you. I can't.
So it's like, dude,
you're right.
Getting over on his own merit, has he ever done it?
Well, he did. He was able to get himself over in WCW, but it just wasn't a great run. Bro. And it was already a little too late.
WCW? When
Vince
in
Russo.
WCW, dude? When in WCW? Yeah, let's say that era, dude. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Getting over in that WCW? Bro, a wet fucking fart could have got over in that WCW.
Hey, you are right. David Arquette did win the world title.
Dude, it was ridiculous, man. That's the whole point, dude. Like, he had that WCW, then booked himself monster in fucking TNA, dude. When he was being booked by other people, where it mattered, he was a mid-card guy. Intercontinental champ, U.S. champ. And, dude, he was fucking great at that. Don't get me wrong.
I was about to say, there's no problem with being a top mid-card guy. There's been plenty of guys that have never won the world title that have had Hall of Fame careers.
Dude,
you're not wrong.
Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, bro. Give me a break.
Razor Ramon, Scott Hall.
Dude, fucking ravishing Rick Rude.
Owen Hart.
Yeah, dude, bro. There's a lineage to that shit. And guess what? His name deserves to be mentioned in that lineage. But, dude, saying I'm going to have a world title run and considering the fact that if anyone would consider to put that belt on him, even for a fucking night, bro, it's just a bad fucking business, in my opinion.
Well, let's read some of the comments here in the live chat. So one of our members, Angelo here, very active. We appreciate that. He should have just announced that he re-signed and wants the world title. Well, that's pretty much what he did. Don't need a fake retirement angle. I thought it was a good way to get people excited about it. Me personally, I was excited about it until he said, I want to get that world title. That's when like all the excitement just went, dude, all the way down like a roller coaster. I could name 50 better people for champion than Jeff Jarrett. I think me and Phil can probably do 100 combined.
Absolutely.
Hey, we got Rage Circus in here. Phil the GOAT.
What's up, buddy? What's up, man? How's your strip throat doing? We didn't call it strep. We called it strip throat because you were in Donnie's other toy room that he doesn't have a YouTube channel for. He has an OnlyFans for, and you can get that coming out like an RKO with the description down below and click that link and pay his paywall and watch him dance.
Much love. Moving on now to our next recap. Last Friday on SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase and won the championship. What's your thoughts on the cash-in?
Oh, absolutely fucking awesome, dude. First off, hats off to Nia Jax for the best run of her career and a great singles titles run in general, dude. She elevated the fucking title, man, and Tiffy deserved it. It's great that we get Tiffy time on the main roster. Couldn't be happier with the way that went down.
I love Tiffany Stratton, and she's somebody that really picked up the professional wrestling stuff really quickly.
Oh, dude,
I think she
quick,
just got into it like in what, 2021?
Yeah, dude, fucking gymnastics.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing, dude. That's an eye for talent.
I am very excited to see what they're going to do with her run. I feel like she's going to be somebody who really just like has a very successful run as champion, 1000%. And I think that what we're going to get realistically, and I've been saying this a little bit this week, Charlotte Flair is going to return back to the Rumble. Absolutely. She is going to not go, because people are going to think it's going to be up Charlotte versus Rhea again. And she's going to swerve us into having her versus Tiffany, and they are going to fucking steal the show.
Dude, they are. And I think she's going to put Tiffy over, dude. And I think that'd be fucking amazing, man. Dude, that's exactly where I want it to go. That's exactly where I think it's going to go. And dude, how nice is it to be in an era where we can talk about stuff like this and know that the possibility of it happening that way is so fucking good.
That's what I'm saying. And, like, honestly, like, Tiffany Stratton, I think getting put over by Charlotte could really even elevate her title run even more.
Absolutely, dude. And I think Charlotte's at that point in her career.
And I don't know, like, their in-ring styles, too, like, I think are just going to be a perfect fit.
Yeah,
it's going to be a perfect fit.
It'll steal the night, whatever night it's on.
I'm really excited about that. But let's read some of the comments now. We got Nathan Daniel in here. What's going on? Donnie, do you think Charlotte beats Tiffany at WrestleMania? Nope. I think that Charlotte's going to put over Tiffany, but I don't think that this will be the last match that these two have. This is going to be the first of many. I can see Charlotte maybe winning the title, maybe at like a SummerSlam or like a Survivor Series. But like, Tiffany is not going to lose the title in just a couple months. No way. There's big plans for her, absolutely. They really slowly built the cash-in to happen. Liv did lose. Yes, she did, Brad. Also, Angelo in here. If Charlotte wins, she will be the first two-time Women's Royal Rumble winner. I think I feel like she is the favorite to win it. I really think so.
I like that too, dude. And that sounds like dude, that's a good point, a good fact. And that's fucking awesome, dude.
Wait a minute.
What we got?
Rage Circus, Alex Johnson, did you have an aggressive meat beating session when Liv lost?
Who is this for?
So Phil, here's something you do need to know about Alex Johnson here. He loves Liv Morgan. There's no bigger fan in this world of Liv Morgan than Alex Johnson. And let me tell you, like, he was gone once she lost the championship for like 20 minutes.
Oh, shit.
And then he went all capitals in the live chat. He was not happy.
Well, damn,
he thinks that Liv got buried on Raw. But we're going to get into that. That is one of our recaps. So don't worry, Alex. We're going to talk about your woman.
We'll give you your safe space.
What about Alexa Bliss? I think she will return at the Rumble too, but I don't think she's going to win it. I think she's going to be more focusing on like the Intercontinental or United States title.
Yep.
Because you got to have some veterans in there to elevate Chelsea Greens,
buddy.
Lila. You got to have like them to elevate them.
This is why you're such a good host, Donnie, is because you just know this shit. And it's like, you got a mind for the business. You're my favorite fucking podcast I guest on because, like, you really do just get it more than anyone I've ever fucking met, man.
Well, we're just on the same page, Two like minds fucking like a lot. Or whatever that quote is. I totally botched that.
Probably not that, but it's okay. Dude, I botched on
Liv didn't have a good title run. She fought 4 people. Well, Rhea kind of did that too, but...
See, here's the thing, though, ready? Oh, go ahead, Rage.
Oh, he said, Alex definitely angrily blew his load over the TV.
Alex, what you're saying is Alex's Johnson blew a load all over the TV when Liv lost.
Yeah, but I will say this, and I'm glad we both agree on this. Tiffany Stratton cashing in the Money in the Bank, perfect timing. They were teasing this for weeks, and yes, I was one of them. I was getting impatient, but honestly, like, doing it on, like, the first episode of SmackDown 3 hours was definitely the right move. It was definitely the right move. Because typically, like, you would have a cash-in happen, like, at a Rumble, or WrestleMania, a PLE. So I'm kind of glad they did it when we least expected it. So honestly, congratulations to Tiffany Stratton. It's Tiffy time, motherfucker. Moving on to our next weekly recap. Oh man, let's get into some New Japan here. Unfortunately, Ricky Knows Best isn't with us, but of course, he had to send some videos about some of these topics this week. Last weekend at Wrestle Dynasty, Kenny Omega made his long-awaited return to the ring and faced Gabe Kidd. Did you watch any of the match or no?
I have not seen it yet, but I know that Ricky will fill me in and let me know, but when I get a chance to watch it, I'm definitely going to watch it.
Well, guys, this is why Ricky is a part of the We Are Wrestling team, because I thought I was an encyclopedia when it comes to pro wrestling. My God, Ricky, he has miles on me when it comes to that. So let's hear what Ricky Knows Best has to say about New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. And we also want you guys in the live chat. If you did watch the Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd, let's hear your thoughts down in the comments while we listen to Ricky Knows Best.
He knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
What a fucking legend, man. What a legend. Ricky Knows
This
Best.
promo is fucking amazing.
They do it too sometimes. I'll be catching it.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Stop playing.
But that's my opinion.
It's so over.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen.
We went from
Ricky
7
knows
people
best.
live
Believe
to
in me.
11 with just
God
Ricky
bless you.
showing up.
What's up,
Oh,
we are wrestling.
7-11,
Shout out to the best
baby.
one, Donnie. Shout out to the Lone Ranger, Uncle Ben, and shout out to my man, Uncle Phil. But let me get into what I watched earlier, literally yesterday night, to early this morning. Let me get to that Wrestle Dynasty, featuring New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, CMLL.
There is something I do want to say real quick. Like, if there's anybody
That's a great
that
pause,
you
dude.
need to listen, like, if there's anybody you need to listen to when it comes to professional wrestling and you're not watching something, it's Ricky. Ricky Knows Best. That's why he's got that nickname. Just wanted to put that out there.
In Ring of Honor and Stardom in the Tokyo Dome. And there's one match in particular I want to talk about, and I'm going to make this short and sweet. Kenny Omega against Gabe Kidd. Kenny Omega's return after literally 397 days. And Kenny looked very good in this match. The old Kenny Omega is back, and he delivered and showed up. No signs of slowing down from Kenny Omega here.
He did look
None
pretty
at
good.
all.
He was in good shape.
Even despite his injuries, Kenny Omega delivered like one of the all-time greats of our generation, this generation on top of that. And you have a hungry, young and up-and-comer like Gabe Kidd, who really represents everything New Japan Pro Wrestling extremely stands for at this point, everything I love to see. This is literally a case of going to the next level or going to America, AEW, against the fighting spirit in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd represents everything New Japan Pro Wrestling stands for in this match. A strong style, but also he added brutality and made this match a little extreme and a little bloody at that. And there's storytelling in the match as well.
Did you see those after?
Everything is
Did
here
you see those after
when it
pictures
comes
of
to
Kenny
Gabe
Omega?
Kidd. He's
Oh, I
here to
did,
stay. A
dude.
star
Yeah, I
has
did.
officially
It's
been
wild.
born. I
Brutal.
could say a lot about Kenny, but we all already know about Kenny. And this is a 5-star match to me. 33 minutes to get their point across, and that's exactly what they did. I wouldn't have been mad if they went 40 minutes. And
I love that he knows the
one
exact
everybody
time,
needs to check. This is
Phil.
a match of
Oh,
the
dude,
year
he knows the
candidate.
seconds
Tanahashi
probably, bro.
was crying at this after the match.
He does time
That's
the
how proud he was
matches.
of this
That
match.
is one
Does
thing
he
about
really?
Ricky.
New Japan
He
Pro
does.
Wrestling's all about. Hopefully y'all know that. I'm hoping y'all understand that. But like I said, this is a classic, a match of the year candidate already. And I'm not being biased, I'm a New Japan fan. But let me know what y'all think whenever y'all see the match. So shout out to We Are Wrestling. Have a good 2025 and peace.
I love that he's wearing the We Are Wrestling hoodie. I love it.
I gotta say, dude, like, if Ricky never does, like, if Ricky like could have the job that just fits him so fucking well, man. Have you ever heard of that Calm app?
Yes.
Dude, Matthew McConaughey does it, dude. Okay? I want the Ricky Knows Best version. That motherfucker's so smooth and soulful and sultry with that delivery. Like, I want him to ease me to sleep every night, man. Like, fucking Ricky Knows Best. Ricky put me to fuck. Ricky, you're a dreamboat. I love you. Never change. You know more about wrestling than anyone I've ever fucking met. I bet if I said to you, all right, buddy, 27 minutes, 32 seconds, he'd be like, flying clothesline. I'm like, Ricky, you're fucking right, I bet. I go play it, and Ricky would fucking, there'd be a flying clothesline. Like,
Ricky knows best.
Insane. Ricky knows fucking best. It's like having a psychic working for you, like a wrestling psychic. Like, I don't know, man, Ricky, what's going to happen in New Japan in 2 weeks? And then that's
why we got Ricky a part of the We Are Wrestling team, always coming in clutch. And I'm glad that this isn't the only Ricky Knows Best. So guys, you got to stay tuned in the live episode.
Dude,
but we do have a couple opinions here.
Yet. We ain't moving on
yet.
Okay,
we're not moving on yet. Okay.
Motherfucker, you will hear me. Ricky, know this, your Uncle Phil loves you. And if Uncle Phil ever wins bigger money on a game show, because I plan on it, like, I'm sending you to Tokyo as a correspondent. Because, like, I just want to see Ricky in Tokyo. So let's
he does want to go to Japan.
Let's get
that is one of his goals.
GoFundMe or something, man. We need to send Ricky to Tokyo as a reporter. Like, we
a GoFundMe? That was a great idea. Like, when we get like a little bit more subscribers, that is a good idea. Starting a fundraiser for Ricky.
It's go send Ricky to Tokyo. That's what it is.
Go send Ricky to Tokyo.
Go send Ricky. Because I want Ricky in Tokyo to tell me what Tokyo's like while watching wrestling in every province. Like, I want this more than anything. I want to see Ricky, like, Ricky, Uncle Phil is going to try his damnedest at the next game show I am on to fucking win and just send you to Tokyo. And if not, send Ricky to Tokyo Fund. We're gonna start
just don't say chickens in whatever next game show you have. Anything can happen live.
Hey, look what chickens did for this guy. And for you now, too.
That is, I am getting the rub a little bit. I appreciate it.
At least now people are giving a shit about my other part of my story and not just what a fucking moron stoner I am sometimes.
Well, let's read some of the comments here from the Maniacs. So we got Angelo in here. The fact that he knows how much days Kenny was out for is crazy. Match of the year candidate. We are 8 days in.
8 days in. Yeah, but guess what? Ricky's probably going to be right. Like, it's going to come down to, like, and Ricky's going to be there. Like, I knew. Want to know what next year's is going to be? Like, that's Ricky.
Like, no, here's the funny thing, Phil. I'll tell you a story before we do read more of the comments. So we went to AEW Collision. This was in Hartford, Connecticut. And they were having some Ring of Honor matches before the show. And, like, Ricky just throughout was just chilling. You know, Ricky does his thing, even at Blitzkrieg.
Doing that little lean back, dude. Yep.
Just leans back, hands just crossed. But here's the thing. When Shibata came out, one of his favorite wrestlers, you just hear the music. Everybody's just, like, looking around like, who the fuck is Shibata? And then Ricky's just like this. He just, like, comes up from the dead and he just smiles. He goes.
Dude, it's like the Great Pumpkin. Like, it's just like, if you get Ricky to move, you've made it. Like,
you have. Oh my God, Ricky is such a beloved character here. But Logan James, Kenny Omega and Gabe Kidd match is the best wrestling match this year, 5 days into 2025. Let's see, we got Dan in here. What's going on, Dan the man? Loved the match. I thought it was great. Gabe made a name for himself, and Kenny proved why he's the best. Brian Cutler, here's a hot take. Would WWE shock... Oh, this isn't Kenny Omega, so can't answer that, Brian. You gotta save it for the end. Sorry, pal. Wait. But, yeah, man, honestly, like... I got to watch highlights of the match. I didn't get to watch the full match just yet because I know there's a lot of hype around it. And I will say, like, from, like, the build-up, because I did watch some of, like, the vignettes, the promos leading up to this match, Gabe Kidd, man, I'm paying attention to this dude now.
Oh, yeah,
I'm invested. Dude, me too. I like his character. I like his promo work. And, like, he's got a really unique, like, in-ring style, too.
Yeah, man, from what I've seen, the same as you, I've only seen the vignettes and clips and pictures and stuff, but, like, when I find a good stream of it, dude, I want to watch it. So, I mean, if any of you guys know where one is, I mean, bingo. Hit it up.
Hey, let us know. Put it down in the comment section below. But, here's the thing, though, I want to ask you now. So, Kenny Omega is away from the wrestling ring for over a year, dealing with injuries. Do you think he should have made his return on AEW and not New Japan? How do you feel about that?
You know, this is what I think about it. I think that Kenny Omega made himself in New Japan, and he worked with New Japan and AEW at the same time before. So him going there where he really sowed his oats, dude, feels right in a way. And that way we get excited in AEW being like, oh shit, he's back. When's he going to come back now? You see that match? Oh God, he's wrestling like he did before. It gets the excitement building towards when he comes back here. And let's face it, right here, right now, we all can't wait for it, but there's a lot of good storylines going on right now that where he comes in, we want to make sure it's a big one, dude. So we want him to go nose to nose with Moxley or something out of nowhere, you know? Continue that feud. Have another one there. Like, build up to it, dude.
Well, they did during the pay-per-view, I believe it was World's End. Kenny Omega did make his return, and he went face-to-face with Okada because I think Okada was the one that wrote him off. So I think that's what they're going towards. But Kenny Omega's first active match was New Japan.
Okay, there you go, Dynasty. Man. But like, yeah, it's build it up, dude. Get people excited about it over here, man. Like, I've seen Kenny Omega live only a couple times, man, and like, it's.
Oh, him and MJF, dude, at freaking Mohegan.
Oh,
that
dude,
was masterclass.
Dude, they used me in the fucking what's that called? The sizzle reel of it, dude. Like, that match was nuts live, dude.
That was a really good one. But I will say this, like, I actually think that this was the right move, having Kenny Omega show up to New Japan, where, like, this is where he really made his name for himself. And, like, with AEW, I'm not going to lie, I was impressed with what they did during the first episode since World's End, which was last Wednesday. I liked the hype video package we got with Kenny, advertising that he's showing up tonight on Dynamite. I hope AEW continues to do that more often. Kenny Omega's one of those guys, in my opinion, personally. Do not overbook him. He doesn't have to wrestle Dynamites, Collisions. He's a special attraction. Save that for the PLEs. Save that for the pay-per-views. Kenny Omega is a draw, so you need to have him. You can hype up the matches during, like, the regular episodes, but Kenny Omega should not be stepping foot in the ring unless it actually matters. And that's, like, what I hope that we get out of this. Because Kenny, my God, like, you want to talk about next level shit? New Japan Pro Wrestling, he was next level shit. So, back in 2018, for my birthday, I got to go to Northeast Wrestling in Poughkeepsie, New York. This was back in 2018. And Kenny Omega, this was one of his, I think his third United States match in, like, a couple years. And let me tell you, from that match, watching him versus, I believe it was Ray Phoenix, they had a 1-hour classic. And this was, like, one of the first times, like, I got to see, like, paparazzi and, like, news reporters, like, all around, like, the apron during the match. And, like, it really had that big feel to it because Kenny really made himself a special attraction. And I think that that's what's missing in AEW with him.
Yeah, dude, that's a really good way of putting it, man, and that's really smart to do it that way. I agree with you. That would be the best way to use him, man, because he is special. Like he's one of the modern day greats, man. He changed. Right, once in a while, you get a wrestler that comes around and changes wrestling, and changes the style of wrestling that we get accustomed to and used to. Kenny Omega is one of those guys.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And I do see all you guys right now in the live chat. You guys are all asking about Liv Morgan. Well, now we can move on to our next recap here, because we are going to be talking about her and Rhea in particular, because this past Monday on Raw, premiere Netflix episode, we saw Rhea Ripley win the Women's World Championship, defeating Liv Morgan. What's your thoughts on Mommy getting her title back?
I don't know, man. I'm in between on this one, dude. Like, I'm glad she's gonna be. She's always a great champion. She had such a good reign, dude. She's so over. She's probably the most over women wrestlers in the world right now. But what they did with Liv and her feud was fantastic. Like, it was so well. And I mean, it's Liv Morgan to me. Sorry, Mr. Johnson. I never got excited about her title reigns. I always got excited about her title chases, but this was the first reign where I was like, they did her right. And this was a really good reign that solidified her as deserving, and she should be in the main event of the women's picture for a long time. But I don't know, something about the end of it didn't feel as epic as it should for me for what it was. I liked that Mommy won. I I don't dislike that Liv lost, but I mean, it's either way it could have went, and I think both would have still been as strong as they are in booking afterwards. I mean, I don't see this ending. I hope it doesn't end.
Well, from like the reports and stuff, it does seem like it is going to be ending. But I do want to like give my thoughts on this because with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, here's the thing about their title runs. Like, I don't blame them. I know a lot of people give them a lot of hate, like, oh, Liv only defended it 4 times. Rhea only defended it a handful of times. But here's the thing. This is WWE's fault because they haven't given us any credible talent yet to really go against them.
Amen.
Because on Raw, they haven't really built up their women's division. Like, yeah, they have a lot of solid mid-card acts, but we don't have anybody that's a world champion worthy, which is why I think them bringing Bayley to Raw, that's going to be another person that you can have feud with Rhea or Liv to add some credibility there. They started to do it a little bit with Io, but she kind of got lost in the shuffle after losing to Bayley at WrestleMania. So, like, they didn't really have enough credible opponents for Liv to go against. So, to be fair, like, can you really blame Liv Morgan for having a bad title run? Me, personally, I thought that this was a way better run than what she had when she cashed in her Money in the Bank.
Me too, man. And that's the thing. And that's the thing, dude. If you really want to look at today's wrestling compared to like what people, I know this is going to sound so weird and so unpopular, but sometimes it's not the matches that matter. It's the way they bring the gravitas to the belt and the championship and look like the champion and feel like the champion. And it feels special for us wrestling fans. Yeah, we want the matches. We want to see what you can do. But to like the entertainment side of it, man, it was a great fucking run. It was entertaining.
The storytelling was good.
Like, you can't get mad at that. Like, that part was great. Were there a lot of matches? No, there weren't. But in World Wrestling Entertainment, it wasn't entertaining. Yeah, it was a very entertaining title run.
But here's the thing, too, I do want to say here. I think, like, what didn't help was the SmackDown women's division was a lot more stacked than the Raw division for the women. Because on SmackDown, like, people were really invested in the Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton feud going on because there was all that teasing with the cash-in with the Money in the Bank. You also have Bianca Belair, who's a big star, who right now is in the tag team title run. You have Naomi over there, who's a great worker. You had Bayley. You have Chelsea Green, who's on the rise. Like, SmackDown's women's division they have more established stars over there than Raw. And that's why I think Liv Morgan's title run wasn't as good as it could have been. And that is not Liv's fault. That's not Rhea's fault. That is 1000% Creative's fault. But let's read some of these comments here because I see a lot of people are very passionate about this. Whew. Crazy 101, I'm glad Liv lost. We got Alex Johnson. There's no credible heels in the Raw women's division besides Liv Morgan. Honestly, I kind of agree with that. That's a good argument.
There isn't. Dude, who on the women's roster would be a believable opponent for a fucking like mega face Rhea Ripley who's like all Conan'd out right now, dude? I can't see anyone being a credible threat.
There's really nobody, and that's why I think them bringing back like Becky Lynch, which we'll talk about pretty soon on the show, that's going to help. Charlotte returning's going to help. Also, Alexa Bliss returning, that's also going to help. So, like, people are going to be coming back from injuries. So I think, like, especially with the portal, too, because there are going to be people transferring from SmackDown to Raw, and I think they realize that, like, Raw needs more established women over there to feud with Rhea. So I think patience. Patience, guys. Patience. But, Angelo here, to be honest, it just sucks that Liv and Rhea are the only 2 top stars on Raw because they couldn't put the title on anyone else. Exactly. 1000% right about that. I hope to God this was the end of that feud for a while. There's way more credible baby faces than credible heels in the Raw women's division, and the only credible heel is Liv Morgan. That I agree. And, we got Danny Huckins here in the chat. Liv Morgan was never supposed to be champion. Rhea got injured, and they had no choice. To be fair, you are right.
Yeah.
That's why,
dude,
under
circumstances,
she fucking did great.
She killed it with that, dude, and made herself cry. Like, yeah, exactly, Danny. Dude, there you go.
Ooh, here's one good one. Then we'll move on to our next topic. Angelo says if Raquel had something, they could have done a turn angle and had Raquel beat Liv, but she isn't doing much right now.
Oh, dude.
Pretty much Timu Diesel.
Yeah,
pretty
dude,
much at
it's
this point.
pretty bad, dude. It reminds me of when fucking, what's her name, dude? Snuka, Tamina Snuka. Like, it's just background, man. Like, she made herself background.
Yeah, and like she's not really doing anything to really make her stand out. Like with Evolution, with Batista, he did some stuff to make himself stand out so that when he turned on Triple H, it was a massive pop. Raquel hasn't really done anything to like, we're like, when is this going to happen? We want to see this happen. None of us really care.
Nope.
And I think like one thing with Raquel that they made a mistake, they should have just had her just be like Liv Morgan's like bodyguard.
Yeah.
Don't let her cut a promo. Don't let her talk. Just let her kick ass. Let her help Liv Morgan escape and retain the title. That's where they fucked up, in my opinion. But moving on now. And speaking of women, new women champions, this past Tuesday on NXT, we saw Julia defeat Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's World Title. What's your thoughts on this?
I fucking love Julia, dude. Like, I fucking love her, man. She's fantastic, great worker. I haven't watched
wait a minute, Phil. Oh, I got to answer. This is a good question.
Let's do it.
Who's worse, Camille or Raquel? Let's debate.
Oh, my God, dude.
That's a good one, Danny. That's a great one, actually.
Yeah.
Who's worse?
That's tough.
I'm going to have to go with Raquel. I feel like she's worse than Camille, because at least Camille... I don't know. I feel like she could work better in the ring.
I got to go Raquel too, dude. Like, it's got to be Raquel, man. Like, she's
before the train wreck, at least Camille, she got out of the way.
Yeah, right, dude. Right. Like, it was.
Oh man. All right, back to Julia.
I didn't get a chance to watch the match yet, dude. I can't wait. I actually DVR'd it, man. Like. I'm behind on you. I didn't get to watch NXT yet. I'm so stoked to watch it. I love her as a worker, man. And what Roxana did with the belt was great. And it's cool that we're moving on and getting Julia as a champion in North America. It's great. I'm so stoked for this, man.
I will say I think Roxanne losing the championship, I think that she's going to make her main roster debut at the Rumble.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because they also, that's the thing, though. We just talked about it in our last topic. They need more credible talent. And NXT right now, their women's division is way too stacked to keep Raquel, to keep Cora Jade, to keep all of these women on there. So, like, we need to start moving some of those people over to the Raw brand ASAP.
The NXT women's division is fucking epic, dude.
Roxanne did not need the title any longer. She had it for like 10 months. It was good, and it was a good match, and excited for Julia's run. Me too.
Bingo.
And that's the thing. I love Julia. Like, she reminds me of, like, Shinsuke in, like, early NXT. Like, she has that aura about her. Like, her whole presentation. Like, it just works. Like, she doesn't have to cut a promo to be a big star. Like, just her presence. Like, you feel it in that moment.
It. Yeah, dude.
Like, Julia, I'm excited for this run. I think that this is going to be a great championship run.
Dude. It's going to be epic. Dude, let's just talk, like, this NXT run, this NXT era, dude, it's getting so good. It's getting so good.
Ooh, Brian Cutler. I could see even Roxanne Perez winning the Rumble. Not this year. I could see maybe like in a couple
Final
years.
Four, Final Five. That'd be kind of cool, but I don't see winning.
Final Four, that's a good one. What's going on, Spencer? Hope you're doing good. Danny, Roxanne, and Trick make their main roster debut at the Rumble. Put Trick on whatever brand Carmelo is. A lot of history there.
Yeah.
That could help both guys, actually. That's not a bad idea. But, Alex Johnson, are you cheating on Liv Morgan here? Because he said Julia is so beautiful and sexy, and it's Julia time.
Well, okay then. Hey.
Woo! Ooh, that's a good comparison, too. She reminds me of Asuka's NXT run.
Yeah. I gotta say, Asuka, yes, but dude, the Shinsuke, like, comment, man, bro, I see that so much. It's so true.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And honestly, like, I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. I think Roxanne, she's done everything she could in NXT. It's time to bring her up. And Julia, it's a new era in NXT, dude, so let's get it.
In 2 years, her entrance at Mania is going to be fucking epic.
I cannot wait for that.
Right, dude?
But don't fix something that's not broken. I hope they just continue this path with her. I really hope so. Man. But moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling TV recap. This past Tuesday on NXT, we saw Oba Femi defeat Trick Williams for the NXT title. What's your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are you spoiled that for me, and I avoided the spoilers before we went live, and I'm so excited to watch it. I love Oba, dude. I think he is, dude, what a big man. We've been waiting for a big man like this in the business again for how long, dude? Like, I'm so fucking, like, behind this dude. I loved his North American run, dude. Like, I was kind of pissed when they cut it short, but now seeing why, it's, like, fucking amazing. I'm so stoked, man. He's great.
Oba definitely could be a big star in the WWE one day.
Oh my God,
1000%. And I think him staying in NXT is definitely the right call right now because both
absolutely.
Raw and SmackDown are way too stacked.
Way too crowded.
And I don't want Oba to get lost in the shuffle because he's somebody that should be getting an Intercontinental title, should be getting a United States title.
Absolutely.
But just right now, the field is a little too stacked. That's why we need to keep him in NXT as a top guy, because I think that him being a top guy, feuding with some of like the top heels in NXT is only going to elevate him even further.
Absolutely, dude. And that's what's going to build the stock for him even more now. And when he gets into the United States run or the Intercontinental run, which that's exactly where he'll be right away, dude, it's going to be awesome.
And that's the thing about him too, like he's got like the it factor, like he has that aura about him, the presentation, the promo work, like he just understands it. And that's the thing, like a lot of like newer talent, whenever like they do get in front of a microphone and they start cutting a promo, they're going too fast, like it's just way too fast paced. But it seems like Oba, out of everybody in NXT, he has that slow pace to him where it's like he's really just letting it in. And that is going to make him a big star on the main roster, because when you slow it down in the business, like, you have people paying attention. And Oba, I feel like when that man is talking in the microphone, he's not going fast like we are right now, giving our thoughts and stuff. Oba's there, he's really just... and you just feel it.
Yeah, you're sucked into him. Like it's like he has this control over himself, this magnetism, if you will, that makes you watch patiently and just you're hanging on every word. It's just something that naturally comes to some people, and you can tell it is just naturally him. And I say this a lot on this show. The Rock says it best: the best gimmicks are yourself dialed to 11, and that's what it seems like with this guy, dude.
And that's the thing about, like, Oba, too. That's really just going to help him throughout his WWE run, is just continuing to just be him, but dialing it up to 11. And that's what he's doing, and I just love everything that he's doing right now. So I hope that, like, they do hold the championship on him for a very, very long time. And then when he loses that title, have him get called up to the main roster, and let's put a rocket ship on him and shoot him up there.
To the moon, dude.
Because I would love to see one feud on the main roster, and I think that this could be a really good feud. Oba versus Bronson Reed.
Dude, absolutely, that'd be amazing, man.
Money.
Dude, I want to see him debut at a Money in the Bank ladder match or something like that, dude. But like Oba, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, like now throw a few other names out there. Carmelo Hayes, like, dude, that's what I want to see. I want to see him in a Money in the Bank match, man.
And we do have a couple comments here. Danny, Oba is everything Vince wanted Omos to be.
Oof.
That's a fair comparison there. But the difference is, like, with Oba, they're actually letting him talk. Omos, they didn't really let him do that. Not a bad comparison, but I think maybe not the right person. Ooh, Crazy 101. What do you think of Trick as champ? Because I'm not going to lie, as a gimmick, he was good, but as champ, he didn't do it for me, to be honest. Here's my thoughts on that. Missed opportunity. So with him and Carmelo Hayes, they should have had that build up for Stand and Deliver last year. That should have been the main event match, and that's where he should have won the title. That could have been his WrestleMania moment right there for Stand and Deliver. That would have been the perfect time to do it, but not just like a random like PLE.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I agree, man. I kind of agree with the statement.
It was a missed opportunity.
Kind of a boring run. But it was a missed opportunity on it. I agree. I just think that it didn't feel like it helped him at all. It didn't feel like it really elevated him more than he was already elevated. I don't think he needed that title when he got it again from Ethan Page.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, it just didn't really help him. But I feel like Trick Williams is one of those guys where, like, him being on the main roster, I think, is going to benefit him 10 times more than NXT. The only thing that's going to suck is that we're not going to get Booker T on commentary when he comes out. But I don't know. Trick Williams is one of those guys where I feel like he's a better fit, like, when it comes to the sports entertainment side of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Than, like, NXT, where it's more about the pro wrestling.
Yep.
But, yeah, I think he was always better at chasing the title, and timing is everything, and I think the timing was just a little off.
It was off and weird. Yeah, it didn't feel right.
I agree. But moving on now to our We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. This is where we talk about all the things going on from all the journalists, all the juicy rumors going around. And we do have some good ones for this week. Starting things off, WWE will be having a new show soon. According to the Wrestling Observer, NXT Level Up is being replaced with a show called NXT Evolve, which is expected to launch in a few months. The show is Gabe something project taped for TV/streaming and will feature developmental talent that aren't on NXT regularly. So, Phil, I gotta ask you, what do you hope out of this?
Oh, brother, I hope to see a lot of our WWE ID friends showing off what they can do on a big platform, man.
Yes, I think that the WWE ID program, I think a lot of these guys and girls, they're going to get opportunities on this. But here's... Ooh, wait, hold on a minute. Danny, what's your thoughts on Corey Graves apparently now being permanently on NXT? Ooh, I did not know that.
I like it. I like him back there, man. I love him as a commentator. Didn't he?
So wait, are they doing like a 3-team? They're gonna do Vic Joseph, Corey Graves, and Booker T. Is that what they're doing? I think so. I think that's like where they're going with it. Because Vic Joseph is on there. I know Booker T is.
Yeah.
So they're probably also going to be having Corey. I like that, the 3-team.
Yeah.
But getting back like into the level up being changed, here's what I hope out of it. I don't want it to be like a WWE main event or Superstars.
No.
I want them to actually put some effort into this, and I want them to treat this show like NXT 2.0.
Yes, dude.
Because 2.0, a lot of people fucking shit on that because it's not black and gold NXT, but 2.0 was great when it came to developmental when it comes to talent. We got Braun Breaker out of it. We got Trick Williams out of it. Carmelo Hayes became a top star because of it. So, like, here's the thing. Like, I want Evolve to be a spot where you're going to be putting those guys that are training in the Performance Center, giving them an opportunity. Let's get storylines on there, not just random matches that we got with Level Up. So, like, I want to see, like, some of these guys that, like, WWE signing. Like, some of the wrestlers that they get from Duke, some of the football players that they're signing with these,
Evander Holyfield's kid, man.
So, like, maybe give us even a championship on there.
Yeah,
that would be a great thing.
That'd be fucking dope, man. But no, I agree with you, dude. Treat it like an NXT 2.0 and really give it its own flavor and feel. Because, yeah, people at the time were pissed at 2.0 because Black and Gold was so epic. But now that you look back at 2.0, look how many stars it created, dude.
That's what I'm saying. And, like, even here, this is also a good take. NXT 2.0 wasn't good in the beginning, but it got better and better. Because that's the thing. In the beginning, a lot of people didn't like it because they just pretty much erased everything black and gold, and we got a fresh coat of paint. And through time, when you do that, you get more invested in the characters that you're getting to see regularly. And that's what they did on 2.0. They immediately pushed Braun Breaker. So we, like, immediately started paying attention to Braun Breaker. Trick Williams came into the picture with Carmelo Hayes. We started paying attention to both guys. So, like, that's what they need to do here with Evolve. They really need to do 2.0, basically.
You got to look at it like my old ass is going to bring back, like, old 90s stuff. Look at right before the Attitude Era. We had characters like Doink the Clown, TL Hopper, dude, fucking like the Brooklyn Brawler, fucking all that shit, man. Like Techno Team 2000.
Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, Isaac Yankem. Nails, the Big Boss Man, like all that shit.
The
Now,
Goon.
In there, though. In there. Dude, we got The Undertaker. We got fucking like a few other good, like really good people that stood out afterwards. Every era, bad or not, creates stars. And when you look back and see the stars it created, we can now look at NXT 2.0 now that it's over and look back and say, look at the good talent we got out of that. But God, that was a hard era to get into. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. That's how certain eras are in wrestling. And NXT has been around long enough to now say, like, dude, this era in NXT, like, that's pretty cool, man, if you look at it that way. And now, like, the NXT era we're in is such a good combination of that revamp and the original black and gold we loved that we're getting something incredible right now because of those experiments they did. So to take this new show, Evolve, and treat it like that, dude, make those stars that are going to come to NXT. Then they're going to go to WWE's main roster. Dude, it's a perfect developmental fucking system.
I agree. And I think, like, having NXT Evolve, that's just the perfect place for people to get their reps in. And I think that they really need to take this serious here. But let's read some of the comments here. We got Angelo. Oh, wait, we already read that. So this is basically going to be an AEW Rampage. Realistically, probably.
I hope not.
Only one can hope. Danny Huckins, peak NXT was black and gold. No one will change my mind.
Dude, you're right, 1,000,000%. Peak NXT has been like the main event of WWE for how long now? Peak NXT is fucking amazing, dude. Peak NXT black and gold single-handedly got me back into wrestling. Not just like, because I watched it occasionally still. I still watch all the pay-per-views. But, dude, NXT black and gold, I was watching weekly and I couldn't stop. I was so hooked. It was fucking amazing. It was like Japanese wrestling in America, man. It was great.
When it came to black and gold NXT, when Vince McMahon made the decision to put them on Wednesdays against AEW, I refused to watch it. But I will say, like, from the takeovers and stuff, I loved black and gold NXT, but we can't also discredit NXT right now because I think, like, this new era, they are doing a pretty good job. Yes, it's not as good as black and gold, but it is watchable.
Give it time. Give it time.
It is watchable.
Let
Give it time.
Cook,
Patience.
Bro. It's a slow
I'm
cooker,
with
man.
you.
A pot roast doesn't cook in 2 hours. It takes 8.
Alex Johnson, what if we see Zada Steele wrestle on NXT Evolve?
That's what we're talking about, man.
I think we are going to get some WWE IDs on there.
Absolutely, dude. That's the point. Let's see this system in progress. Have them go out there. Then have them still do the indies like Blitzkrieg Pro on February 15th in Westfield, Massachusetts. It's really being cool.
We Are Wrestling. We will be sponsoring the Paul London match.
Happy birthday, Jeremy Leary, by the way.
Happy birthday to Jeremy Leary. Much love. And the last NXT comment we'll read here. Daddy, I want NXT to start touring again weekly. Go to different venues like the one in St. Louis or the auditorium in Lowell, Mass. Automatically makes the show better. I don't like the look of the PC.
Oh, dude, Lowell was one of the greatest places for wrestling in the 90s and early 2000s, man. I love when they go there. ECW used to go there, man. Like that in Reading, like there's so many good places they can go with it. I agree. I'd love to see NXT tour. It's such a good roster, man. It's such a good roster right now. The women's division in NXT is single-handedly fucking the best women's roster on the planet.
So honestly, here's what I would do now that we are talking about NXT Evolve. Because I really want them to take Evolve serious, just like they did with 2.0. Honestly, why not have Evolve take over the Performance Center weekly?
Yeah.
And why don't you have your regular NXT show tour around? Because you want these people to go to Raw or SmackDown. What better way to get experience than going in front of different crowds? That's how you're going to get better. Like, I like that the PLEs, they do go to different crowds and stuff. Like, they do that. But having weekly shows in different crowds, especially smaller venues like they have been doing, like the past couple of weeks or last couple of months, I do think having the weekly shows there is a lot better. Like, I enjoyed last night's NXT. I thought it was pretty good.
I can't wait to watch it, man.
Very good. But moving on now to our next weekly news and rumors. According to Fightful, New Japan Pro Wrestling has shown interest in Baron Corbin. The two sides have been in contact. What's your thoughts on Corbin going possibly to New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Go reinvent yourself, kid. Get your stock up. You got the talent. You got the look. You're good on the mic. Go reinvent yourself, man. Do it. 100% do it.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like when it comes to Baron Corbin, he's somebody that I've always been a huge fan of, especially with like the lone wolf character in Black and Gold NXT. And I think the Money in the Bank, that's what really screwed him, like during his career.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I will say this, like, I thought Baron Corbin was realistically going to go to AEW, maybe do something with MJF. But honestly, him going to New Japan, I do think that that's a fresh start. And honestly, I think that that could work for him.
That's a better decision than going to AEW and getting lost in the shuffle right away. Go reinvent yourself and make yourself a name again.
Honestly, I do agree. But if there's anybody's opinion that I'm going to listen to when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling is the one and only Ricky Knows Best. And of course, he had to give his thoughts on this. As soon as I gave him the script for this week's episode, he saw Baron Corbin going to New Japan. He had to make a video. So, guys, let's hear from Ricky Knows Best.
A double dose of Ricky this episode.
Double dose. Love it.
He knows best.
I'm so ready.
Believe in me. God bless
we get the promo again.
We get the intro.
Oh my
W's
God.
in the chat. W's in the chat. What's going on, Cam?
They do it too sometimes. I'll be catching it.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Stop playing.
But that's my opinion.
He's so over.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
My thoughts on Baron Corbin going to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think it's a good move for New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think it's a good move for Baron Corbin in the process, too. I feel like he can learn, gain the experience over there, and probably become a big name. He can rejuvenate himself just like a lot of the greats. I'm not saying Corbin is going to be on that level, but he can reinvent himself. He could find himself over there in New Japan. He can really do well. Have a lot of great programs with a lot of the greats over there currently. And then probably see him in the future again in WWE. And I wish nothing but the best for Baron Corbin, because he really laid his role in WWE every way they asked him to. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think about that.
All right, well, Ricky thinks that it's going to be a good move, so honestly, I'm going to have to take Ricky's thoughts on that, and I'm going to have to agree.
Bring Ricky to Tokyo. We're going to do that.
Bring Ricky to Tokyo.
Ricky to Tokyo.
I love that. Well, moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling Weekly News and Rumors. According to Fightful, Becky Lynch has signed a new deal with the WWE. Your thoughts?
Not really big news. It's not surprising to me at all, and it just makes sense, dude. You know, I didn't think she'd leave. I like Becky Lynch. I think she is at the point in her career where she is going to elevate people now, and that's dope, and it'll be good to have her back. But I mean, that's not really big news to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, even like when the news came out that like she was taking time off, I knew like she was gonna come back to WWE. Like, she is one of the 4 horsewomen. WWE has given her a lot of opportunities, and unlike Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, they did book Becky Lynch very good into WWE, and they treated her very well. So for her to come back, like, I knew it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time. And honestly, like, I'm happy that she's going to be coming back.
Oh, me too, man. It's great. She's great to elevate the division, and Raw could use her, that's for sure, man. Like, I'm happy about it, but it's really one of those things where like it doesn't look like big news to me because it was just very obvious she was going to come home. You know, her husband's there.
Angelo, who shocked Becky re-signed. Look,
yeah, right?
I am the host with the most here. I have to hype up the topics here to get you guys excited. I think we all knew like she was going to come back.
But here we go. That's how excited I am.
Yeah, honestly, like...
No, the next topic should be moving on.
All right, well, moving on to something that I really wanted to talk to Ben about, because I love movies, and I'm glad that you are excited for this movie like I am, and you actually watched the first one, unlike Ben.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
Well, here we go. Speaking of Becky Lynch, according to PW Insider, Becky Lynch has filmed a supporting role in the forthcoming film Happy Gilmore 2. Lynch is believed to be part of a rival group of golfers that will also feature football star Reggie Bush. Lynch's role has been kept under the wraps, but the scenes have already been filmed. What's your thoughts on her being a part of Happy Gilmore 2?
Dude, Happy Gilmore is one of my favorite comedies of all time. You take anyone who's my age and ask them, dude, like, we quote that movie probably more than any movie, dude. Like, I can't wait for Happy Gilmore 2, nostalgia purposes alone, but, like, is it cool that Becky Lynch is going to be there? Yeah, it's cool, but, dude, it's Happy fucking Gilmore, man. I'm doing the happy dance, dude. Send me home, put me home, I'm ready to go, dude. I am so stoked on it, man. I'm so ready for Happy Gilmore 2.
Man, I am very excited for Happy Gilmore 2, and last week, like, I didn't go through, like, the full script with Ben because I thought that, like, maybe I can hit him with a surprise because I know he loves movies. And I thought that, like, because everybody loves Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
everybody loves
not?
an Adam Sandler movie. Come on now. And then when I bring up MJF being in Happy Gilmore, Ben just says, I'm happy that he's in the movie, but, like, I'm going to be honest here. I've never watched it. And I was like, what?
And he can count. I'll tell you what, Ben, you can count on me meeting you in the parking lot. There's a little Happy Gilmore quote for you, buddy. But seriously, man, like, it's one of the best fucking movies ever made, dude. It's one of the comedies of our generation, man. Like, I can't wait, dude. I hope Ben Stiller came back too, man. Like, I'm so ready. Like,
I cannot wait. Like, when I saw that trailer on Christmas, like, I immediately was, like, already looking up, like, when's this coming out? Like, when can I go watch this?
Absolutely. Can I trouble you for a warm glass of milk? You can trouble me for a glass of shut the hell up. Now you will sleep or I will put you to sleep. You're in my world now, Grandma. Dude, it's one of the best movies of all time.
One of the best, one of my all-time favorite Adam Sandler movies, especially the scenes with Bob Barker.
My favorite. Oh my God, The Price is Wrong, bitch. Yeah. I can't fucking wait.
Ben's got to watch Happy Gilmore. Ben, if you are in, like, right now listening to this, like, you need to watch it.
Ben, get a bowl, pack it like 6-7
Yes,
times.
that's my favorite all-time scene. I was thinking about it, like, I couldn't, like, think of what it was. You missed the shot, you jackass.
Jackass. You're not going to make this shot, just like you didn't make it in the NHL, you jackass.
Jackass. My God, I'm excited. Like, I do hope that, like, we get, like, just as a pro wrestling fan, I kind of hope MJF and Becky are, like, in the same scene. That would be pretty cool.
Right? But dude, another like good part about Happy Gilmore.
That's the real Forbidden Door, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, the dude in the background who just watches him sometimes and goes like this. Like, there's so many fucking epic parts of that goddamn movie, dude. Like, fucking Chubbs, man. We've only just begun. Look, Happy, I got my hand back. Like, dude, give me a break, man. One of the best movies of all time.
Iconic, which I believe it will be on Netflix streaming. So if you already, like, have a Netflix subscription, you're going to be able to watch the Happy Gilmore 2. But let's see what some of these maniacs think here. Will Happy Gilmore guest host Raw on Netflix? That would be pretty funny if they did that. I could see them like probably like sitting in the crowd, maybe.
Having Sandler front row, dude. And dude, I can't wait to see Shooter McGavin again. Give me a break, man. I'm so excited.
Shooter, yeah, because there were the scene of them two looking at each other face to face was I think next to Chubbs's gravestone.
Grave, dude. Yep.
So you know it's about to be
Gilmore,
good.
You killed a golf legend.
It's not coming out until July, according to Google. Well, guess what? I'll be watching it in July.
Hey, fucking men, bro.
Happy Gilmore was one of Sandler's best movies. 1000%. 1000%. My favorite scene is when he goes on a swearing spree. That was great. Sure. You should have went in the hole. You have the hole as your hole.
Another good one, dude. The Subway commercial. This fresh, cold-cut grinder. Hey, Happy, can I get one of those? Coming right up. And then he hits it like a fucking golf ball, and it goes in that guy's mouth, and he's like, talk about a hole-in-one. Like, dude, give me a break.
Dude, such an iconic movie, but, like, to see that Becky Lynch is going to be in there, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Amen,
like, whenever we get, like, a wrestling crossover in, like, a movie, it always excites me. I think that's why, like, with Iron Claw, I, like, was so disappointed because MJF was supposed to be in there, and they deleted his scenes. And he was only in there for, like, maybe, like, 2 seconds in, like, the background. So I was very disappointed in that. But I always love a crossover. So Becky Lynch and MJF are in Happy Gilmore. Sign me up. Well, moving on now to our next We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. TNA has re-signed some more talent. According to Fightful, TNA Wrestling has reached new deals with TNA Knockouts champion Masha Slamovich, Ash by Elegance, and John Skyler. What's your thoughts on this?
All amazing signings, all make perfect sense, and they're all going to elevate their stock. It's perfect, dude. Masha's amazing. We've seen her live, 2 months ago?
Her versus Sammy Diaz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's all perfect signings. It makes sense, and it just shows why TNA is so great right now.
That's what I'm saying, and I think that bringing back Masha, great move. She's been so loyal to TNA, and with Jordan Grace exiting, I feel like we need to keep Masha in there because she's a great worker.
Yeah.
And I do think, after Tessa gets put over, I could definitely see Blanchard and Masha having a great rivalry this year.
That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be so good. But Seth versus MJF, winner gets Becky Lynch.
Well, now.
They can have a golf match. That'd be a good one right there. But
talk about a hole-in-one.
Hole-in-one. But I will say this, though. Ash by Elegance, I think that this is also a great re-signing as well. Mm-hmm. Because I think that Dana Brooke has done a great job reinventing herself in TNA. I have been paying attention. And, man, I think that her character work right now is really good over there. And I hope that, she does get a Knockouts title run at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure she
TNA,
will,
they do have to re-sign some of their established Knockouts. Now that Jordan Grace is gone, there's going to be more opportunities for somebody like Ash by Elegance to really maybe reach the next level.
Absolutely, man. It's a great
And then
signing.
John Skyler, I'm not going to lie, I have no idea who he is. So congratulations on re-signing.
And with that, there you go.
And with that. And it looks like Ash is going to be on the cruise that Dan's going on. And if you guys are wondering what cruise, it is the Chris Jericho cruise.
I thought it was the Chris Hansen cruise. I booked the wrong ticket. My bad. Take a seat.
Oh, I forgot about that with Happy Gilmore. Eminem's going to be in it, too.
Oh, that's right. Eminem, too, dude. I hope it's not too cameo heavy, man. I'm excited, but I don't want it to. I'm fucking skeptical, too. But I'm so excited just because it's more Happy Gilmore.
Exactly. I think for me, it just comes down to, getting to see, Adam Sandler in a movie.
Yeah, dude.
Because I always love the Happy Madison production movies. They're some of my favorite ones.
Oh, dude,
because they're all in the same universe, and it's just a unique style of comedy, which I know some people don't get it, but there's others like us who really understand it and enjoy it.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, man.
But moving on now to our last We Are Wrestling Weekly news and rumors.
My God,
New Japan Pro Wrestling commentator Chris Charlton is taking an indefinite hiatus. The reason for that was due to his comments about AEW and Tony Khan at Wrestling Dynasty. Charlton called Tony Khan a money mark and criticized AEW signing Okada, Will Ospreay, and Switchblade Jay White and their use since. Fightful Selects reports that Charlton was actually suspended for 2 months. There were people on both sides backstage praising him, while others thought the comment were way out of line. New Japan Pro Wrestling claims that AEW and Tony Khan did not have any input on the suspension whatsoever. However, they heard that AEW is not happy about the comments either. What's your thoughts on this? And unfortunately, guys, Ricky, he didn't send the video on time about this.
God damn it, I wanted a trifecta of the Ricky intro, but I don't know, man. I'm in between on it because it's one thing to have an opinion and another thing to shit on another company that's letting you use its guys. Do I think it was the wrong time and the wrong venue to do it? I think everyone's entitled to their opinion on it. And do I agree with some of the things he said? Yeah, I do. But to shit on it on a world stage where they're letting you have a working relationship with their guys still, it's classless. And I don't like that.
A lot of the times, I would say exactly what one of our maniacs, James All Day, wrote. Tony Khan can't handle criticism.
Yeah.
I would say that all day long, but now what Crazy 101 says, I have to agree with. Should not be taking shit, should not be talking shit about your partners. That's how I see it. And in this situation,
what I said, dude.
If it was a normal episode of New Japan Pro Wrestling, okay, maybe you can get away with a couple shots at him. But New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW have a working relationship, and you have to be professional at the end of the day. Because here's the thing: the one thing that we criticize Tony Khan for is he is the CEO of AEW, and he doesn't act professional. That is the big problem that a lot of us have with Tony Khan running AEW. So now we need to hold that same standard to Chris over here, because two wrongs don't make a right. Chris calling out Tony Khan, calling him a money mark, trying to friggin' make a name for himself, that was the wrong place at the wrong time, because AEW is giving New Japan Pro Wrestling a great working relationship opportunity. If it wasn't for Tony Khan allowing Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and some of these other talent on Dynasty showing up there, then guess what? I guarantee you half the people wouldn't have watched that friggin' Dynasty show.
Dude, drop the mic. That's it. That's all we need to say. That's perfect. It's exactly the right answer, dude. It was classless. There's a time and a place to do it. When your partner is letting you use these guys to elevate your views and your pay-per-view, you don't shit on them on the mic like that. You can have your opinion, like you said. Do it on a regular show. Do it on your own. Talk to an interview. Don't do it there, man. That's just classless, dude.
But here's the thing, too. The reason why people take WWE more serious than AEW is because WWE doesn't take shots like that at AEW. Okay, they'll make little comments oh, CM Punk was on, the other company. Okay, that's fine, because that's, a little jab. But then Tony Khan makes a comment about, Triple H, and, WWE actually name drops them, and he gets heat because it's lack of professionalism. And that's why people do not like watching AEW or Tony Khan, is because of that. And honestly, I will say, it does seem like Tony Khan is getting a lot better taking criticism. It's slow, but he's not going on Twitter, going on these sprees anymore.
Oh my God, dude, right?
Which, thank God. But, Chris making these comments, going into business for himself, absolutely selfish. And I think New Japan, they should have just let him go because of that. Because that, if AEW doesn't want to work with New Japan, now people are going to say, oh, it's Tony Khan's fault. He's the bad guy here.
But
so this is a lose-lose situation for TK, and that's not fair.
No, it's not, dude. I can have my own, exactly. Opinions are opinions, man. But, when you're working partnership with someone and you're putting on a show together, dude, that's not cool, man. That's just
Angelo, the person that criticized TK, he was one of the New Japan commentators, Chris Charlton. He was the one that criticized TK on commentary during the Dynasty show. Let's see some of the comments. Danny, how many people assume that it was a work, though, and that he was being a heel? I honestly don't think people would be talking about that if they had not been suspended. I don't think it's a work. I think they, legitimately probably suspended him because he probably jeopardized the partnership with AEW. Tony Khan is not taken lightly to somebody calling him a mark.
Yeah, no, he's weird with that shit, dude. But
James All Day agrees with the comments you made here. He said that was well said. Crazy 101. Yeah, and also, when Tony does act professional, people hate on him, so it's never a win-win, to be honest. Exactly.
That's the business side of this, though, man. That's why it is the wrestling business.
I didn't know it was his partner. That's unprofessional. Well, New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW, they do have a partnership. They do Forbidden Door. Now they're doing Dynasty over in Japan, which is more benefiting New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Bingo, dude.
So, when you have, a visitor, come into your house, are you going to disrespect them? No. You're going to want to welcome them with open arms. And AEW, that's one thing about their Forbidden Door that you guys cannot disagree with me on. They pretty much are doing more than what they should be doing with these partners. They really did put over Impact Wrestling during its time.
Yep, absolutely, man. They elevated all the companies they worked with, dude.
The best thing Tony did was stop tweeting.
Right?
Well said there. Last comment we'll read here. Danny, I'm not saying it's a work. I'm saying how many fans assume that it was when it was happening. And this Chris dude is 21, still very young, has a lot of growing.
Bingo.
Exactly.
This is what'll teach him, dude, and hopefully it's just a teachable lesson and it doesn't screw him over.
Hopefully. But moving on now to, I feel like we haven't done this segment in a very long time. Before we get into our main event topic, which is the Raw on Netflix review, we gotta put over a talent in our We Are Wrestling Getting Put Over segment. And this week for our Getting Put Over, we are gonna be putting over the wanted man, Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, this week.
Fuck yeah, man. One of the greatest of all time, dude. Like, he is so good. He can work with anybody. He's had some of the best matches, like, ever. He's one of my favorite mid-card talents that I wish would have been more main event than he was.
Me too. And yes, Angelo, there is no more statues. It's a new era here in We Are Wrestling. The statues maybe will come back eventually, but for now, we wanted to change up the graphics a little bit here and try something different. So, with Dolph Ziggler in our Getting Put Over, we always start off with the accolades. And my God, Dolph Ziggler has a very underrated records here. So here we go. Dolph Ziggler won the Money in the Bank contract in 2012. He is a 2-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, 6-time WWE Intercontinental Champion, 2-time WWE United States Champion, a 1-time World Tag Team Championship, a part of the Spirit Squad, 2-time WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, one with Drew McIntyre, another time with Bobby Roode, 1-time SmackDown Tag Team Champions, one with Bobby Roode, a 1-time WWE NXT Champion, also won the New Japan Pro Wrestling Global Heavyweight title, and he is a 1-time TNA World Champion, which right now I believe he is the current champ.
Yep. First ballot Hall of Famer, man. Absolutely, dude. First ballot Hall of Famer.
No doubt in my mind. But the way we're going to be doing the Getting Put Over segments moving forward, because I do want to keep you guys up to date with the way we're doing things in the new year. Now that we're doing live episodes of the podcast, we still want to keep the same structure when it comes to the show. So with Getting Put Over, it used to be all over the place. So we decided to break it down into a couple categories here. And we do want you guys to interact in the live chat, which is why we're giving you guys the script right now so that you guys can stay up to date with us. So pretty much, you guys are going to get the option to answer these questions. We're going to talk about Dolph Ziggler's favorite title run, favorite wrestling match, favorite segment, favorite year during his active career, and favorite rivalry. So here we go. And I do have Ben's answers as well for the Getting Put Over. Fortunately, he's not here. He's dealing with strep throat.
Strip throat from your toy room.
So, getting into the best title run. And this was Ben's answer right here. Him winning the World Championship. So, his run back in 2013. My favorite run for Dolph Ziggler as champion was his United States run in 2011.
Oh! Bro, we have the same exact fucking one, man. The United States run was incredible, dude.
Might as well keep the graphic up then. Perfect.
Dude, the Perfection song, man. The Perfection era of Dolph Ziggler. I am perfection. Dude, he was fucking great. He elevated that belt at the time so fucking well, man. It was fantastic. I disagree with Ben. I loved the cash-in. That's my favorite moment with him. But the world title run fell so flat, bro.
It was a very quick run, unfortunately, which is why, like, for me, I like the United States run because this is where Dolph Ziggler, I felt like, really got comfortable. And, like, yes, like, he was already establishing this, like, stealing the show character, but having that U.S. title and Vicky Guerrero, and also, like, his feud with Zack Ryder, I think, really elevated that championship and just made things very interesting.
Absolutely, dude. Gotta go. I agree with you 1,000,000%. We have the same one, man. So which one are we doing next for him, man?
All right. Well, our next one is favorite match. And Ben's favorite match was Dolph Ziggler versus Edge at the Royal Rumble 2011.
That's a good one, dude. That's
very underrated match. And my favorite match, or before you answer yours, I'll go with my favorite match here. Mine was the TLC match, John Cena and Dolph Ziggler.
That's my number 2, bro. That's my number 2. Like, and it was hard for me to pick my number 1 over it, but I got to give it a little bit to the Intercontinental title ladder match at WrestleMania 31. That had so many good spots, and he was so fucking good in it, man. Like, it just really took it only by a second. But we'll get back to the match you just said again with me in a minute, because that was so close to being my number one, dude.
That's the thing. Like, I really enjoyed. Yes, it. Oh shit! Yeah, that was in Boston. That match with Edge and Dolph Ziggler. I forgot about that. That's when your favorite daddy, fucking Alberto Del Rio, won the 40-man Rumble.
Yep. I was there too, bro.
Ooh, there we go. WWE TLC ladder tables, ladders, and chairs. Dolph Ziggler defeated John Cena in a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Money in the Bank contract after AJ pushed Cena's ladder, which that's like one of the big monumental moments I remember. Was the whole AJ Lee angle here. And that's like what I really enjoyed about this match. And like Dolph Ziggler getting to work with one of the greats. This is where, like, in his career, I felt like this is where things started to skyrocket. And like this is where WWE was like, all right, we have somebody that we can trust.
They knew what to do with him, and they could trust him, dude. And he was grinding out some of the best work he's ever put out, dude. That was such a good year for him too, man. But
ooh,
so yeah,
that's also another underrated one from Angelo. I always loved him versus Luke Harper TLC match. Also, Dolph Ziggler being the sole survivor. That was good stuff.
Yes, dude. That was a good one.
Notice how most of his best matches are in TLC or ladder matches.
Yep,
and I think it all comes down to the way Dolph Ziggler sells. And in ladder matches, like when you sell a crazy move, that's what gets the crowd very hyped up. And that's something that Dolph Ziggler is one of the very best at. Selling.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Absolutely, dude.
But moving on now, we have our favorite segment here. And Ben's favorite segment was the promo that he cut during Miz's homecoming. And I believe the quote was, let me read what Ben said here, because there's a specific quote that Ben did read here, and he said, "The things you love sometimes don't love you back." And that was one of the big things that was said with Dolph Ziggler, because this is when he put his career up on the line, which I really did enjoy that feud with The Miz and him. But now my favorite segment was the cash-in, Money in the Bank, at the night after WrestleMania, one of the best fucking Raw crowds of all time.
Dude, mine's the same exact as yours, so keep the graphic up, man. Like, that, the pop was insane.
Insane. Definitely, like, this was the night, because Dolph Ziggler was always a star, but this was the night he became a superstar.
Yep, absolutely, man.
All right, and speaking of favorite year, so this is pretty much where we're going to answer like our favorite year of Dolph Ziggler's active career. And Ben's favorite year was 2024. Wanted man, Nick Nemeth, showing up in TNA. And I think it all comes down to probably with Ben speaking for him. I could say he probably likes 2024 Dolph, because in WWE he was held back throughout his entire career. And in TNA, he finally got the opportunity to just have fun and just to be himself.
Bingo, man.
And hard to kill, man. I remember watching it with Ben doing the live watch along last year, and Ben was shocked.
Yeah,
he had no idea this was happening.
He's happening, dude. He's still going, man. Like mine, 2011, the U.S. title run, dude. The Perfection era. That's my absolute favorite, because he was like you said that Ben would say, he wasn't held back yet. They had the rocket on him. They were ready to trust him. And he did such a good things that year, man. It was so great. I loved that year.
So now my answer for my favorite year had to be 2014. And it's basically more based off Survivor Series. They finally gave Dolph Ziggler a big moment in his career. This is when he was kind of getting lost in the shuffle a little bit. And in 2014, they had The Authority versus Team WWE. And Dolph Ziggler was the sole survivor, and like he had to go against like 3 or 4 people by himself. And like that was just a huge moment for me. And just Dolph Ziggler like really killed it that year for me.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. It's a great year to pick.
I'm glad to see Nick Nemeth doing good outside of WWE. Absolutely. Dolph had a chance to become the next Shawn Michaels, but WWE dropped the ball with him.
Yes, sir.
He does get compared a lot to Shawn Michaels and Badass Billy Gunn.
Yes, Shawn Michaels, dude. I see it too. Absolutely. I always thought that. I was like, dude, this guy's going to be the next Shawn Michaels, man. And they never pulled the trigger the right way.
And that was Angelo's favorite moment right here, Survivor Series 2014. And now let's get into our favorite rivalry. And I'll let you answer this one first, Phil.
The Miz. No doubt. His work with The Miz was off the fucking charts. They elevate each other so much. They're good friends, and good friends work great together, man. That was hands down the easiest choice, man. Those two made magic.
Yeah, so this was also Ben's answer as well. He loved Miz and Dolph Ziggler's feud. And during this time, this is when, like, WWE, they kind of brought back, like, the draft and everything. And SmackDown, this is where, like, it was the land of opportunity. And Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, I feel like they were, like, two pioneers in that new SmackDown era. And
Dude,
a lot of people really enjoyed it.
May I have a suggestion then? I may not be on the next episode, but I can't wait to hear you guys talk about. I want you to do this with The Miz, because that's a man who deserves his flowers, man. The Miz deserves his flowers.
Somebody in the chat, if you have been tuning into the podcast, have we done Miz yet? Because I feel like we have, but I feel like we haven't.
If not,
I'm sure Angelo probably knows.
Yeah.
But with the new format, maybe we might have to do some do-overs, probably.
That is a man who deserves his flowers, in my opinion.
So my favorite rivalry, it does go back to his United States run, Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler, because for me, like, I was a huge fan of Z True Long Island Story as a kid, and like they did a great job like building this dream match that they wanted to have at WrestleMania, but it ended up happening at TLC. And just Zack Ryder getting that moment, like it all built up to that like time. And Zack Ryder was one of the biggest stars during this era, the PG era, because Survivor Series 2011, Rock and Cena versus Miz and R-Truth. After the match, The Rock is cutting a promo and they're not even chanting for The Rock. We want Ryder.
Yep.
That's how over Zack was.
Dude, he got in
for him to get rewarded the US title going against Dolph Ziggler in such a classic. Like, my God, that was one of my favorite rivalries. Well deserved.
Hell yeah, dude.
But let's see here. That is it for our slides here. But overall now with Dolph Ziggler, because we do have to end it off on a high note, just overall with Dolph Ziggler, as a fan, what are some of the things that you appreciated about him?
His mic work, his ability to work with anybody. His selling ability is second to none, maybe the best in the business in the past fucking 30 years. He was always good to make moments, and he was always good no matter where he was on the card. He was consistent. He was talented. He's just severely underrated, and I'm glad that TNA is letting him just reinvent and just really appreciating him for who he is, because he's a fucking star, man. He's one of the best wrestlers alive. I love Ziggler. Always will.
Wanted man. But Angelo, thank you for the clarification. I think you did, and Ben didn't care for it. Yep, that rings a bell. Yeah, Ben didn't care for the Miz, but I was putting him over anyways. But yeah, honestly, like when it comes to Dolph Ziggler, dude, like one of the very best. One guy that never got injured during his WWE run.
Yeah,
and
right?
he did work some of like the most matches during especially a busy time where they were going on tour, doing their pay-per-views, television shows. And Dolph Ziggler's always been one of the workhorses, and I'm glad that like he does get the appreciation from the fans, which is why We Are Wrestling, we had to show some love and appreciation to Dolph Ziggler himself, because man, he had one hell of a career. And if there's anybody that does deserve to be put over, it's got to be Dolph Ziggler, 1,000%. Well deserved. And he had one hell of a career, and I could see him being an underrated future WWE Hall of Famer.
Absolutely,
in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Oh, he did get injured. He did have a concussion. Yep, that was like the only time. But he never had like serious surgeries or anything. So now, guys, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling main event topic. And, of course, everybody this week is talking about one thing and one thing only, Raw on Netflix. Let's talk about it, Phil.
Man, from the opening segment alone, to which the way they did it, where the cloth was over the ring that played the video, dude, whoever made that video, like, thank you. because they single-handedly took something that we all love and have been calling art for so long. I don't know a single wrestling fan that didn't get a little teary-eyed or just full out fucking cried watching that. But what it did that was so amazing was it took something that we love and it made us nostalgic about it, and it made us excited about it again and ready to see where it goes next. But it also explained it to a newer audience who maybe just be turning for the first time on Netflix because of all the commercials to watch it, to see what it is they're getting into, man. And it was so masterfully done. And it was just, what a way to debut the show, man.
I thought the presentation was perfect. 10 out of 10. I think they did a great job, especially with the introduction to Netflix, explaining to somebody who maybe doesn't understand professional wrestling, what is this that we love? And I think that they did a great job because at the end of the day, it's what Triple H said. It's art. Everything in professional wrestling, sports entertainment is art. 1000%. And I love that he explained that. Even broke down the fourth wall, bringing up baby faces and heels, shoot, work. And I thought that was great because if we want to get more people into this thing that we love called professional wrestling, what better way to explain it to somebody than this? Like, honestly, like, I would love to get one of our buddies, Tyrone. He's not a fan of professional wrestling or sports entertainment, but I would love to see his reaction to this and just to kind of see, like, maybe if, like, he understands why we love it more.
Absolutely, dude. And I actually had, like, the privilege of sitting with someone who doesn't know a lot about wrestling, watching it for the first time. You see, my girlfriend, I told her, I'm like, dude, I'm watching this. Like, it's going to be like a big thing for me.
You got her to watch it?
I got her to watch Raw with me. Because like, she's been to the indie shows with me. She's been to all the shows. She knows like the business itself. But she's never watched it as a fan, really, and got excited. And I explained it to her throughout the day, just how big of a deal this was. So to have that opening package and watch her react to it, it was cool, man. It was like seeing it. And she asked the questions. And that's what it did. It made her ask the questions. I mean, we were also stoned, and she was mainly talking about their outfits. But hey, you know, that's what we do in this household when there's no kids.
Gotta take advantage of that time. But honestly, like the production side of it, what better place to do it than the Dome in Los Angeles? Because like as a basketball fan, those Clipper games are fun to watch because of like all the technology that they have in that arena.
Oh yeah, the drones, dude.
Dude, like it was amazing. Like what? Like usually, I'm not a fan of like the high tech stuff, like with all like the screens. Because if it was me, I would go back to like the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression stages. But like honestly, for like a higher quality like production, for once, I generally enjoyed it.
Bro, that was so cool. Like it was so good looking. Like it was beautiful, man. Like. Everything about it was perfect to me. I love the new stage setup. Love the black ring, by the way.
Love the referee. I love the new referee suits. Outfits, love the announcing table. Like production, dude, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So let's go to the show itself. I mean, dude, we had John Cena. We had The Rock. We had fucking epic matches, dude. Like it might have been one of the best Raws of all time, man. Like it was phenomenal.
Ooh, here's a good take. Nathan Johnny Lance. Raw Netflix. It was just a one-day special entertainment show, not part of the regular storylines or promo stuff. Next week on Raw, we'll be back to the usual storylines and promos. I thought that was a great approach for the first episode on Netflix because
get them hooked.
How many people are subscribed to Netflix? Over 1 billion people. So like you're going to have some people that are going to be looking into this because this is the first like weekly live streaming show on Netflix. You're going to have some people looking at this saying, what is this? And they are going to watch it and they are going to have those questions like your girlfriend, and they're going to want to know what WWE is all about. And I think this episode of Raw, Nathan, that's exactly what they did. And I thought that it was a brilliant business tactic that they did. But getting into the show now, like I thought overall everything I personally enjoyed. I thought the matches were great, and I thought overall like it was just a great show, great build-ups. My only problem was The Rock's appearance, which I do see some of you guys in here not happy about it. And
good guy, Rock.
Yeah. I am not a fan whatsoever of it was a missed opportunity, just like Bad Blood, missed opportunity.
Dude. Look at Survivor Series. Look at the come-outs where he's looking at them to then hug everyone and be a happy-go-lucky nice guy, bro. You're the one who was whooping them in front of Mama Rhodes, like. In a bit.
But yeah, man, just overall, like, when it's all said and done, like with The Rock, it was just another missed opportunity, unfortunately. And you could say what you want, but he committed to the final boss role. And that's the thing. The night after WrestleMania, The Rock could have just left it as that, but he decided to start a program with Cody Rhodes. What did we get? Them two hugging, drinking tequila. What a missed fucking opportunity that was.
Dude.
Not happy. And then, like, he's wearing his final boss fucking vest, right? And, like, he coming out with the final boss stuff. Dude, you're not acting like a final boss. Go get your WWE shop shirt on.
Do you know what it felt like? It felt like the TV show Undercover Boss, and the final boss was the character, and now he came out to go, you guys did it. See, I love everybody.
I did do a reaction to that, James. It is up on the channel. But, yeah, like, it wasn't The Rock. It was Dwayne Johnson.
Dude.
That's how it was, exactly. But there is one more thing before we do close off this episode here. One question that right now is trending and everybody's talking about. Like, I feel like the whole world is like only talking about this and not the good. And that is Hulk Hogan getting booed out of Los Angeles. Do you think that that was necessary?
You're going to get booed out in certain areas no matter what because of where he stands politically. I think that came into factor. I think his past aggressions come into factor. And I think that people have a bad taste of him in their mouth sometimes. Are some crowds in like Texas or like Oklahoma, Tennessee going to still eat up Hulkamania? Maybe. Not California.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, politically though. Because we do know Hogan like supports Trump. Undertaker also supports Trump too, and he got a massive pop.
But the Undertaker also didn't drop a bunch of N-bombs before.
But that's what I was going to say. I felt like he got booed because of the racism.
It was more a combination of the two, dude, like where they were as well.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, it's one thing where you stand politically. Like, Undertaker's a perfect example, dude. He's like, I love Dave. I love Mick Foley, but we just don't agree politically. And that's the way it should be, dude. But, like,
I agree.
In certain parts of the country where you go, it's favored to one side more than the other. And you're talking about one side of the country that values certain things more than like other parts of the country. And who he aligns with politically, the things he said before about like African Americans. I mean, I don't see why they even had him come out for this episode. I really think it was a bad idea.
It really was. I agree. And I think like with Hogan, like it's just the same old like shtick at this point. Like he's just coming out to like the real American stuff. Honestly, I think he would have gotten probably a better reaction if he came out to maybe Voodoo Child, Hollywood Hogan, Los Angeles, another missed opportunity.
Yep, exactly. Dude. If they're going to boo you anyway, at least come out as a bad guy version of you, man.
Ooh, what about the jail phone calls between Hulk and his son from 2009?
Bingo, exactly.
There's just a lot of controversy under Hogan's name.
Bingo, bro. That's it. There's too much.
But I know, Phil, you are running out of time here. Is there anything else you want to say? And I'll close off the episode.
I'll say this, man. I had a great time being on here. Thank you for having me as always. I just want to put a little plug in here for no matter what. Through Being Cool, Westfield, Massachusetts, February 15th. Tickets are on sale now, dude. A bunch of great shows. Great things have been announced already for it. I can't wait to see what else gets announced. Sammy Diaz, CPA, man. So stoked to see where that goes. And also a couple places where you can catch me tomorrow morning. I'll be on WMAS around 10:20 doing a game show against Diana with a little bit of trivia. Then also coming soon to the Wrestling Observer, this guy right here telling his health story, Blink-182, like Wheel of Fortune, talking all that stuff, dude. So I can't wait to go do that. And I'll keep you guys updated as well with that stuff. But yeah, man, like just stoked to be here as always. And ready for the next one, man.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate having you on. I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Later, guys.
Alrighty, well, Phil, guys, is signing off here, but the show is not over just yet, because I am still going to be answering some questions that you guys are going to be asking, and this week's episode is just crazy, which is why we are a little bit over time, but that's alright. We do have some time here, and I do want to get back into the Raw on Netflix, because I do have a couple more things I want to say after having a couple of days to really just sit here and think about it. One cool thing I will say that I really did like for the Raw on Netflix was them putting over the legends, putting over the superstars, and celebrities. I think they did a really good job there throughout the entire night, especially like the video packages with like Logan Paul and Gunter. I also really did like that a lot. And yeah, man, I think overall they did a great job. I thought it was a great show. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think it would have been a 10 out of 10 if like The Rock and Roman, it wasn't a missed opportunity. And unfortunately with like the Hulk Hogan stuff, like I had to agree with everything that Phil did say. Like all the controversy that's behind him, like it doesn't help his case at all. And to be fair, like Hogan, like there wouldn't be professional wrestling or sports entertainment without Hulk Hogan in the 80s and the early 90s. He really did elevate professional wrestling and even the Monday Night Wars when he joined the NWO, because the NWO is what led WCW defeating Monday Night Raw for 82 weeks consistently. But the thing is, like, actions speak louder than words, and unfortunately Hulk Hogan has kind of tarnished that legacy. So I kind of understand where, like, the people are coming from. Like, having that, like, disgusted taste with Hogan. But apparently there is some reports, speaking of, the one and only Hulkster, Hulk Hogan. There are some reports, that I could read right here. Let's see. And, of course, I did not save it. But apparently there are some reports, guys, that, WWE might be planning on bringing Hulk Hogan onto WWE programming more, working with another heel, and being a bad guy because of the reactions. And I guess Hulk Hogan was also disappointed in that, which I guarantee you he was probably shocked about that. But we are going to have to wait and see what happens here with Hulk Hogan and stuff. But overall, Raw on Netflix, fantastic show, fantastic episode. And like I'm very excited to see like a regular episode of Raw on Netflix. We got to experience the special, but we haven't got to experience a regular episode. So I am curious to see like what they're going to do that's going to be different, what's going to be the same. But guys, I will answer any questions you guys have for a couple more minutes before we close off this week's episode. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to just shoot them right away here. But, man, oh yeah, Chad Gable versus Penta next week, hopefully. I think that that's what's going to be happening realistically. We did get the name reveal for Penta. I wish we got like a video package with him. But they did kind of tease it in like the office there with Chad, like saying like, oh, we're going to give you one of the best luchadors. So I am very curious to see that. Tribal Combat match was the match of the night. I really enjoyed that, but I also really enjoyed CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. I thought that that was really good. I swear it better be Penta versus Chad and not Ray versus Chad. I think it's going to be Penta. I think that's what we're setting up for. Like, we already got the name reveal. Everybody already knows. Like, it's going to be a disappointment if they don't do Penta. And I think, like, with 3 weeks worth of build, that's usually the way it is with vignettes. Like, it takes 3 weeks and then they do show up. Oh, dude, yes, Travis Scott smoking the joint was one of the best, like, parts of the show. I totally forgot about that. That was amazing. That was amazing. And that whole Jey Uso entrance was 10 out of 10. Hulk Hogan should bring back NWO. I don't think he should. I think that, like, it's going to be a shell of its former self, and I think people are going to be very disappointed with high hopes. I hope Penta and Gable get more than 15 minutes. They'll probably get, like, 5 minutes, realistically. And the name is only Penta. I'm not surprised by that, because with WWE, they probably don't want to confuse their fans, because I know Penta likes to call himself different things. So just having Penta, it does make sense. And Dark Lightning Inferno. Would you like to see John Cena win his 17th championship? Because I would love that. John Cena is my all-time favorite wrestler. No doubt in my mind. I would love to see him become 17-time champion. And honestly, I think that it is going to happen. I thought he did a great job in his promo on Monday, really like teasing that like maybe John Cena doesn't have what it takes. He's on like a 2,000-day losing streak, and like he feels like he's a shell of his former self. I love that because John Cena, there's one thing that we know for John Cena is he's one of the best at chasing a championship title. And John Cena, man, like during this final run, I think that he is going to chase the title, win the Royal Rumble, hopefully, and we get that dream match with him and Cody Rhodes. And I hope John Cena actually gets to win the title, which I think that could definitely be any way possible could happen. See you later, Angelo. Hope you're doing good. Cody Rhodes is losing that title. We're going to have to wait and see. I don't think Cena winning 17. They are probably saving that for Charlotte Flair. Probably. He's going to unleash Super Cena. I want Super Cena to come out. This is like, if there's one time for John Cena to be selfish in his career, it's right now. Super Cena is in effect. I also want him to have some fun like matches as well, putting over some young talent. But like, I also want him to be having this unforgettable run that we're going to look back at and say, holy shit. Because this does remind me of that Kobe Bryant like retirement tour that he had. But we are going to close off this week's episode. Ooh, that's okay. One more question. What do you think of Cody's title reign? I think it is. At first, it was slow, but it's actually starting to get better. I love the Kevin Owens program. Cody's boring. But guys, let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on all the topics that we talked about this week on the show. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode on Apple, Spotify, Google, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode and give us a follow. If you want to join us on the live episodes of the We Are Wrestling podcast, we're doing them every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Also, if you're here in the live chat, leave a like. Really helps with the YouTube algorithm. We got lots of videos coming out of nowhere like an RKO. If you guys do want to go check out my reaction to The Rock and Roman friggin' hugging, me getting pissed off, it is up as an individual clip on the channel. Also, just reacted to The Rock and Ethan Page as well. If you guys want to check that out, that is available now. Also, I did a whole studio tour over on the Best One Donnie channel. These are all the things that I am collecting that are in the thumbnail. It's a great video, so if you guys want to just see what is behind me, you can go check that video out on the Best One Donnie channel. The link's down in the description box below. You can go follow Phil and I over on our social medias and other ventures. Which, man, I'm sorry, Brian Cutler, I can't stay, man. We are running out of time. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, I will see you guys next Wednesday for the We Are Wrestling Podcast episode 153 live. We're live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's no ad wall. There's none of that. It's free. We love doing the live streams, and this year we want to do live episodes, and it's been a lot of fun. So to all the Maniacs, we are take it over. Peace.